Hey guys, Sarah Ansboury here. This week we have another Ansboury Academy subscriber question, and I like this one a lot. I have noticed better players and pros have smooth, measured swings. How can we develop the smooth as a butter swing? What drills can we help with muscle memory on this? This is actually a really great one. You see a lot of the top players, we have long motions, okay? It's full body is what it is. So it's important to practice that. And one of the best ways to practice that is actually without hitting a ball. Okay, shadow strokes are ideally what we're looking for, okay? What you're looking for when you're creating length, okay, long motions is I'm swinging through my ball. Now, part of it's weight distribution. If I'm transferring my weight, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now when I'm reaching and making this motion, okay, one thing you're looking at, now my shoulders are moving on the same plane, equal together. Now watch this back leg, my weight lifts from my back motion, okay? That's what's creating length, okay? Now what happens is we get very jerky and punchy, okay? So the best way to do this is actually mimic a point, okay? As we're swinging through this, I'm going to mimic a return of serve, moving through, and then a volley motion. Very slow motion, trying to get that stretch. And when I reach forward to that motion, I want to feel that stretch in my back shoulder, okay? Now, a great way to do this also, if you have a band, that's great, but we can just use this paddle right here, okay? And what I'm actually going to do is kind of start from this motion, okay? I'm going to turn with my paddle and move my hands together, okay? And I can do that the same thing on my backhand side, 1, 2, and swing through. Okay, so it's really important we're not making like all these kind of jumpy motions on this, okay? And you're basically going to do this all the time, as much as you possibly can, basically. What you're doing when you hold something or a band. So if I'm up here at the non-volley line and I'm working on a volley coming around the ball, what I'm doing is I'm starting a forward direction and I'm turning my shoulders. Now when I turn this shoulder, my hip moves, my left side of my body is going to move, and I'm going to rotate through the ball, okay? So you're really just working on how to move your hands together. So when you hold something, that helps you with that motion, okay? So if I'm going on to the left side of my body, again, I'm just reaching towards my target. And when you're hitting these strokes, when you're creating these motions, essentially what we're doing is we're trying to engage our lower body, okay, then our hips, and then our chest, and then our hands, okay? So as you're doing this, it's just kind of creating the muscle memory of what we call shadow strokes, okay? So if I'm imagining myself going towards the ball, I'm going to prep my paddle and step and swing through the shot, okay? Okay, now if I'm going on this backhand side, the same thing. I'm stepping, prepping, and swinging, okay? So why we like to do this, you can do this in front of a mirror. Okay, it's really great because when you've got a mirror in front of you, you can see if your head is moving. Okay, so if I'm looking at what's in front of me and I've got a mirror, I can see what's going on. And guess what I want to do when I've got someone across from me on the court? I want to see that person across the court. I do not want to be moving down with the ball where my head drops. So I can see that if I've got a mirror in front of me. Okay, so it's great when you've got that connection. Hey, one of the old kind of classic tennis player things that we have is if I'm going for a forehand, I'm almost going to catch the paddle in my non-dominant hand. Okay, so I know it's actually a much broader and bigger question. There's so many things that work on this, but this is a really, really simple way to kind of feel what your stroke should be like, okay, which basically means you need your whole body working for you, not against you. So it's a very loose motion, and I would say as often as possible. I would practice this every day. Hey, before you get on the court, then get on the court with the ball and do the same thing.